Hi, welcome back. Again, today is February 4th, 2023. Earlier, I was experimenting with live. I'll be doing that again real soon. But I wanted to get this message out a little bit. Kind of, actually, I was thinking about what I wanted to do to live, but I thought, I have a message I do want to talk about, and I want to do it this way for now because it's more comfortable for me. So, anyways, um, lots going on. There's a lot of conflict in the politics, the economy, people at each other a little bit. There's a tension in the air. Everybody knows something's going on. There's a lot of fear out there. Threat of a nuclear war around the corner any minute. Testing the waters, and it's all important, but not really. I mean, what's important? There we go. What's important is you, not what Biden does, not what Obama does, or any of those people, even Trump. None of them matter. I mean, they're here, they matter to a point, but the one that's really driving this is God. Because it's beyond the political stuff. There's a spiritual battle that's actually being fought that nobody knows about, or very few know about in comparison to the population. I mean, I'm associated with a lot of people who are aware like this. Um, and there's a lot of them that are afraid, very afraid right now, because they're falling too much into the trap of what's going on, the media, what it's showing you and stuff. I know you're watching media by watching me, but you know what? Stop watching the news. Stop watching the information. One thing I promise you'll never get from me is political awakening information unless it attaches directly to the spiritual. Otherwise, it doesn't matter. You know, I mean, if we're in charge, if that's all that matters is us, okay, just that a little bit, is just us, then okay, then we're on the right track because then only we matter at the moment. There's no future for us. The future that's being set today isn't for us. We'll be gone, so who cares? But it's not that, you know? I'm going to probably beat the reincarnation thing to death until it comes back. Not a very good joke, but hey, I try it. Um, but that's the real battle because what we create today, and if we died tomorrow, I mean, physically, we died tomorrow on February 5th, we can come back. But we're coming back to an awakened world, a world where God is in charge, not these political rivalries between left wing and right wing. None of that truly matters in the grand scheme of everything. And when you put reconciliation, like I said, into this mix, that it matters to who's in charge and what we do today. Because when we come back now, this time, we're going to have full awareness of what we created now. And we're going to look at us ourselves and go, did we ever mess up? Do you want to do that? I sure don't, because that's what got us in the first place. Where we are now is because of a secular thinking of ourselves and ourselves only. It is greed piled upon greed upon greed. And the more greed, the more money these people had, the more power they had, the more power they had, the more greedy they became until they control everything. And the rest of us, let them do it because it's just easier. And, it's somebody, I'm not going to say who, but I had somebody really close to me, older generation, born in America, 80s, you know, it said to me, it was about a year ago, maybe socialism is the way we need to go. Well, look, I said, are you kidding? It's never worked in history ever. It sounds good on paper, especially the weak minded. It sounds great because they don't have to do anything. Let the government do it all. Boy, did they do a good job. So now we got to take it back. Put it back in the hands of the people where it belongs. You, me. And we can't do that if we hold the grudges. We got to get those guys, make them pay. Because they're just going to come back again. We need to change the heart. The mindset is one thing because that deals with the world around it and it can only react to the world around it. But our heart, our deeper thinking heart, and there's scientific evidence is that there's cells in our heart that are the same cells that's in the brain. And when the brain is active, these cells are active. That's what gives them the thinking power. And those same kind of cells, those same cells are actually in our heart, on our heart, around the valves. And there's actually more of them, and they're denser. Do your research. And then when we meditate, we can bring the two together. The heart and the heart thinking, that's what gives us our deeper reasoning, our logic, our contemplation. When we're talking to ourselves, who are we talking to? It's the brain talking to the heart. And you can connect the two just through a simple meditation. And, it's just so simple. You don't have to do anything really hard. Just put one hand over your heart and just feel the pulse. And then quiet yourself through breathing. There's a couple of techniques, whatever works best for you. I like to use the 4-4-4 count. Inhale 4, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. And keep repeating that just to calm yourself. When you get into a steady rhythm, when you're relaxed, start thinking of positive thoughts about how things are in your world. What is positive? What can you focus on that's good? Is it a loved one? Is it a pet? Is it what you do for a living? Is it your hobby? Is it your children? I mean, whatever gives you the most joy, bring that to memory and just stay in that place. And you can stay there, and as you do, just keep. I'm happy when I was happiest when I was going for a walk with my dog, and she stopped and looked at me, as I was talking to her. She turned around and looked at me like, "Are you serious?" That was a happy moment. But see, you gotta keep if you can keep her thinking positive, but you connect the two, you'll get a better. Your mind will work stronger, more complete. It gives you deeper reasoning and thinking. I wasn't planning on going there, but this helps you understand. And again, do your research. Don't listen to what I'm telling you and say that this is the way it is. But the point though is that we need to keep moving forward. We need to look at every situation now with mercy and forgiveness. I don't care what, if the person across from you is sitting there making faces and calling you names and they just peed on your shoe and they just sliced open your cat, love and mercy. God will deal with them. That's really all that matters. I mean, General Schwarzkopf had a quote I like him saying, um, when I have my people before me, my prisoners, and the enemy, and they beg me for mercy, and my response back is, that's not my job. That's not my pay grade. I mean, it's a higher pay grade as mercy. My job is just to put you in front of them. It's an interesting way of looking at it, but you're a soldier. That's the way it is. But mercy isn't in your category, but now it is. We need to look at these people and forgive, and let God deal with them now, because it's not within your power to forgive or not. It's the soul that's going to go before God. The body is nothing, and by destroying that body for vengeance sake, it's just as bad as what they've been doing. It still is sin. It is still not the positive energy that we want, because we need to change our focus from selfish desire and ego to community awareness, and that we're all connected as a community, not just as individuals. Because as a community, we can take care of each other in a very profound and loving way. Not this, I'm doing it because I'm holy and look at me, I can wear the pomp and circumstance if you're a religious man or anybody else. It's not that. You do it with love. That's why I do these messages. I don't have the degrees. I don't. I have the book knowledge, and I have on hands experience that you can't take away from me ever and deny me that I ever had. And that's what I bring to the table is just common sense, but I have the reading knowledge if I need to. We have to discern our truths. And moving forward is the only thing that's going to have, discern your truth. When we're looking at this situation, as we hear more and more of this, and we're getting, what is my truth in this? And we have to take that truth and love ourselves now. Can you love yourself? Another easy mantra you could do of loving yourself, it's just when you're in a situation, and whether it's a conflict or a decision, if you could focus the thinking and imagine what a person who really loves themselves, what would they do in that situation? So you just go, okay, if I was a person and I loved myself, really loved myself as God does, what would that person do or say? And whatever comes to your mind, that's your action. Now, you have to do it quite regularly, get used to it. But that gets you in contact with your higher self, your higher reasoning, your heart thinking. Because only a heart thinking person can love themselves. And if you love yourself, you have that connection. And so address it that way whenever, no matter even how small it is. Try to get into that every day if you can. So now you got 2 little meditations I gave you. And they're not neither one of them difficult and neither one of them long. They're easy to remember if you remember to do them. That's the trick. Again, as we move forward, stop watching the updates if you can. I know I was addicted to them. It took me, I had over 200 informational sites I was following. 200. I was on watching everything for hours and hours and nothing missed. I hit everything. And the things that most of the stuff I just got glimpse. Oh yeah, I heard it. Oh, here's it. Read it. Okay. Here's something. Now I start doing the research and I start digging. And I ran a lot of rabbit holes. And when I started doing the research into the Draconian religion and its connection with Cain and all of that, what that was about, and then what they were doing, the sacrifices, and that they're still doing today. And unfortunately, I came across some of that images. I'm not going to get into the details, but I stopped right then and there. I wasn't going to go back into that ever again. No way. I can't. So what do I do now? I give up. Roll over. Who cares? Or do I do what I've been training my whole life to do? Find out a spiritual solution. Help us move forward and be more compassionate, loving, forgiving. Be what we were meant to be, not this crap that they made us. Unforgivable what they've done, but we still have to forgive them and give them mercy. Because mercy is shown to another is mercy shown to you. Kind of looks at the God within thing, doesn't it? But it's up to God to show the mercy and forgiveness. All we can do is put them before Him, wash your hands of it, and say it's up to God. If they were found innocent and God had nothing to do with it, then that's it. That's it. We're done. So it's just best just to move on with your world, move on with what your future is, because what's happening now is not going to be around. What's happening now, what you're seeing now, it's all make believe. It's like watching a movie. And there's no, and I started looking at some of this has been going on movie wise for a long, long time. This awakening, there's things out there. I was watching The Wiz. That was an awakening. The Wizard of Oz was about Gessera. Saw a movie the other day. I don't remember even. I think with Ryan Reynolds. I think it was called The Teacher. That was an awakening movie. It was about what I'm talking about a little bit, about a teacher being a teacher who teaches and interacts with the kids and has them teach themselves instead of just dictating it to them. I'm going live. I'm set to go. I did an experiment earlier. Loved it. Please hit like and subscribe. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. There's a connection to my website, which is my chat group, which is the the Agape Pathways. It's in Signature. There's also a video here about a community effort that I'm trying to piece together through this channel. This is why I'm creating this. I want to bring awareness to this mission, and that's creating a rural community, a town for people who live in big cities, and get them out of the big cities, out of the center of the cities, and move into communities where they can be more free, less predators, or fresh air. But again, like and subscribe, and there's also a link for if you feel that my message is helping you, want to help this ministry continue, please feel free to donate. I look forward to talking to you again. I'm going to be doing a live tomorrow on Sunday. Not sure the time yet. We'll see. But I'll get on early notice. I wish you all the best, and I wish you all a happy evening. close like I always do. God loves you. I love you. I really do. And I'll close with our Father who art in heaven. Hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth. Actually, I'm going to cheat you. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Forgive us our trespasses. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Peace, my children. Have a wonderful night.